Welcome to Tail and Prince Golf Podcast, your number one source for all things golf and gambling. And now, your hosts, Granj and Finn.
Welcome back, folks. Another episode of Tail and Print Weekly Golf Betting Podcast, coming to you live from a legalized sports betting state that is Florida. It is your boy Granj, and peak degeneracy. If Florida didn't have enough of it already, add one more layer to the problem, fuel to the fire. Legalized sports betting went live today, so it's a good day to be a Floridian. It was almost a good day to be on Danny Lee at the Bermuda Championship this past weekend. Boy, did he try, but overall, feeling good. Joined on the other end, as I am each and every Tuesday night, by my main man, Finn, in upstate NY. What's going on, brother? How is dad life? How is golf life? What's happening?
Cannot complain. We still have great weather for this time of year up in the Northeast. Went out, did the par 3 course last night, got to do the state park course. I mean, I know it's like the basic girl saying of, got to get it in while you still can. But anybody who lives in a place where it can snow, I mean, literally it could snow tomorrow up here. If you live up in the Northeast, like I think what the famous Mark Twain saying for the Northeast is, if you don't like the weather, just give it 20 minutes. Like it really is. It's true. It changes in a heartbeat. So getting close to indoor golf season, which isn't the best, but it's still something.
Always be golfing is what they say. And yes, I had my folks down here visiting last week and weekend. They just got back to New York, and my dad goes, damn, if we have 2 weeks left of golf weather, we're lucky. It's chilly up there. So definitely get it in while you can. Bermuda, man, I didn't get to see too much of it. It was poorly covered television wise. I know it's tough to get folks out there to Bermuda, to Southampton. Wasn't the best field, but it was difficult to watch. But yeah, Danny Lee almost got it done at 150-1. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. It doesn't count in second place. But Lucas Iber got his inaugural victory on the PGA Tour. I was on him 2 weeks too early, unfortunately. But overall, it's good. It's good to see some new blood up there. Taylor Pendrith, the big swinging Canadian, he had his grips on the tournament Thursday through Saturday and let it fall through on Sunday. But it was good to see again. The course played really hard. I mean, those guys that had the late early draw for the first 2 rounds had a huge advantage over the early late. What was it? 3.5 stroke difference? That's the largest I've ever seen before.
I was thinking that. I mean, if you told me it was 5 or 6, I would have believed you. It was just, you really got the shit end of the stick. There's no other way to put it. If you went off early on Thursday, that was just tough draw. But you know what? It happens. It could happen to anybody. Literally, sometimes it's early round and then the afternoon round. Unfortunately, this was just one of the worst that it's ever been. But you usually think Bermuda, you go like it's the tropics, you get some nice weather, but my Lord. And then Sunday, holy cow. Like it was a hurricane. Like they had these guys out there and like a tropical storm for a little bit. I just don't know. I don't know how they did this. And Scott Stallings went out, but shot a 62. That
was a hell of a round.
Gotta remember that one, because I know everyone's always like nearsighted and whatever, what have you done for me lately? That is going to go up there unless someone goes and shoots like a 59 in like a major or something like that. That's probably the round of the year. That's the conditions to go out and shoot a 62. That's unbelievable. Do you know so Taylor Pendrith, you brought him up. He finished 14 strokes better than Taylor Pendrith on Sunday. 62-76. 14 strokes. That's absurd. That's insane.
You'll see that when random hacks are out there playing around, but you don't see that on tour very often. It's almost a damn near stroke a hole. So no, it shows. I looked at the leaderboard Sunday morning. I knew they sent him out early because of that storm. I saw he was 9 under through 16. I said, what the hell? Is he playing a different course than the rest of these dudes? What a nut job round from him. If he was anywhere a little bit closer, he could have had a sniff at a playoff. But
I'm pretty sure at one point, like he was like 7, 8 under or something. And the rest of the field was like 6 under combined. Like obviously you have some guys who are shooting 9 over, but still like that never happened. It shouldn't even be close. Like that's just hats off. That was unbelievable, Scott Stallings. But again, congratulations, Lucas Hebert. He's won on the European tour, I think, this year as well. So it was him and Adam Scott, I think, are the two Australian golfers who have done such things in the same year. So good for him. I mean, especially in those conditions, that feels good. And Lee, man, he almost holed out actually on 18 chipping in. That was close, but he had that stretch. I think it was like 11, 12, 13 that he
He,
was 4 over
he
in 3 holes. He pulled on us. Double bogey, bogey,
double
bogey. That's something we
12,
do.
bogeyed 13, bogeyed 14. So you think he's out of it. He comes back and birdies 15, 16, 17 to get one within. And you said it almost chips in on the 72nd hole. Just too short. I didn't play him anywhere else. No top 20s, no top 10s, just the outright at 150. I tried to rip the whole thing off. Wasn't meant to be. He ties second with Patrick Reed, who put all 4 rounds in the 60s. He quietly grinded away and got himself a T2, even though he was never really in contention. So Fat Boy got it done. Rounding out the top 5, you had Patrick Rogers, 4th solo, and then in 5th was Pendrith and Scott Stallings with that 62. So the tour moves on. They have been racking up their frequent flyer miles. They are heading, they went from Japan to Bermuda, now to Mexico and Playa del Carmen, a beautiful golf course that I actually got to play back in March of this year. Really, really nice course. But before we get to that, tales from the course. And, I am jealous. You are, a father of a newborn child, and you're getting out there playing more golf than I am. And you have more stories. So I'm going to kick it to you.
While I did get out, got a couple of par nines. That's just been we have a really nice par 3 course, 29, I should say. So I'm really lucky to have that in the backyard, but this one doesn't have to do with me. So my brother belongs to a very nice golf, private course down in Pennsylvania. It was the number 3. It's the Philly Cricket Polo Club. It's TW Willing. I'm trying to remember the guy who designed Wingfoot. This was his baby. Like, I'm pretty sure his ashes are scattered on the creek on the 18th. Like, it's a great, great course. I've played it a couple of times, and holy cow, like it's one of those courses you go and you see the next level of like what the tour guys play, and you're like, yep, I would shoot 120 every time I go out there with their conditions. However, I don't know if it was like one of the instructors, one of the pros, but it's a pretty well connected private course. A lot of college kids play there. I think it's because the 2 above, like Marion and I think it was like Oak Hill or something like that. So it's more accessible than the top 2, I would say, but not much. Nonetheless, it's near Jersey, and it's near the Trump Bedminster is the course. And I guess they had like a member there was some sort of tournament going on there. And one of the instructors, somebody who's worked there, one of the golf guys, like who's up top, could be the pro or anything like that. Like, hey, can you and a buddy come over to the course? Can you play around today? And like, yeah, sure. So they show up, and like, who are we playing with? They were playing with Trump, Donald Trump.
The Donald Trump? They were just paired with him.
Trump. Like, that's who they were paired with.
That's crazy.
And apparently it was like one of the funner rounds. They came back. I'm not trying to get political or anything, but I guess he just talks shit, bust balls the entire time. He does drive his cart onto the edge of the green, up into the fringe, and he will tell you if you don't like it, get your own course or build your own course. So I guess it's almost like but I get the tires and stuff. Like, he makes sure like the greens don't get ruined because he said he has to pay for it. But I guess it was a very fun round. But could you just imagine, like, you show up and it's like, hey, like, we got this event going on, and all of a sudden a former president is the guy you're playing with?
Just randomly as your person. No, I can't even imagine what I'd do. I have a Trump story on the golf course, not mine personally. Can't share it, or the person who told me. I think I've told you off air, but it definitely backs up what corroborates what you say, what he does on the golf course without getting political. He'll shoot the shit with the best of them. So that's great. How did they play?
I guess they played pretty well. And Trump's got a stick. From what I've heard, he's like a 4 handicap. I think they were saying something like that. It's like a 4 or 5, like legit.
No shit.
But they also said like it's kind of hard to tell because his gimme range is about 5 feet, 6 feet, or something like that. So it could be a little bit.
Excuse me, former POTUS. You want to put that out from 2.5 feet? I got to see it on the card.
And then he just has like a secret security. So I guess like part of the reason is they couldn't mention anything is Secret Service. That way, if you know in advance, like, you're kind of more of a threat. I guess if you go in blind, then people, you're not going to tell anybody like, oh, hey, I'm going to go play with like, Joe Schmo down over da 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 da. Like, but if it's, it could get around. So yeah, no, my brother like told me that story. And I was like, wait, what? Like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, that's the tale from the course. Just randomly getting paired with the former president.
I can't even imagine. That's really cool. Regardless of how you view him or anybody, their political views, to be in there with a former president of the United States, it's tough to top that one for sure. I don't have anything near as cool as that. I played Friday at our home course before we went and saw the Rolling Stones, which was awesome. And of course, the one day I take my parents out there, our guest fee is pretty steep, and I'm covering them for sure. And we get out there, and 25 to 30 mile an hour winds all day. And we play right around the intercoastal and the Gulf. It was nuts playing in wind like that. The only one other time I did that was when I was on my bachelor party in Colombia. And it is freaking hard, man. It's just, it just shows you when there are elements and conditions, just you yourself versus your own game, and how these guys on TV, it doesn't matter to them. They can just flight their ball or do this and do that. I struggle so bad with that. I have no idea how to keep the ball low on purpose every time and still hit my target. It was just, I was happy with bogeys. It has been a long time since I was playing bogey golf and being happy with it, and I was. So, great day, though. We had an awesome time. Went and saw the Stones Friday night
awesome.
at Raymond James. Mick Jagger could still move it, man. I'll give the man credit. He could still put on a show at 78 years young, so God bless him.
They are going to be doing studies on Keith Richards years from now on how that man is still alive. Like, they're like, his blood is somehow like, it's immune to everything, I think.
I was trying to explain it to my wife because she doesn't know too much about the Stones. She knows who they are and listens to the music, but I was trying to explain about Keith Richards. I was like, I'd venture to guess that there probably are not very many humans on this earth living that have done more drugs than that man. And he's still up there playing the guitar. I mean, he's not running and jumping around like Jagger is, but he's getting it done still. It's crazy.
I mean, for point of reference, like, look at some of these other guys, like Ozzy Osbourne. Like, Ozzy, dude can barely put 3 words together now. Oh, Nikki Sticks, is he? I think he's still alive, but I'm pretty sure, like, when you hear, like, he's not, like, he's looking a little rough. I mean, Keith Richards, he's older, twice their age, and he's still out there like, it's unbelievable. Just, that man runs on cigarettes.
You're not kidding. It's wild. I have a theory that all that stuff with your health, and I would say to a certain extent, but he refutes it. I think with your health, no matter what you do, smoking, drinking, whatever, it's all luck at the end of the day, how long you live for. You can be healthy as an ox and come up with lung cancer, never smoke a cigarette a day in your life. So God bless them. It was an awesome show. My pops was happy. That's all that really mattered. So we did play a match though. My wife and I pushed the match against my parents. So
congrats on that.
She made a lot of putts. She carried the squad. I won't let her know that, but that's how it went. And that's it for Tales from the Course. Before we move on to the course breakdown for the Mayakoba, with a very long tournament name that I will only read once, and I'll do it after this. We'll be remiss to announce that Dimers.com powers this podcast, as they do each and every week. So make sure you head over to Dimers.com to check out their state-of-the-art bet hub, not only for golf, but check it out for football. We are in the mid-season swing of the NFL. Lots of crazy things going on. You got college football. I know Finn and Karski will be covering that later this week. The first college football playoff ranking poll came out today. The Georgia Dogs by far and best away, but you live over at Dimers.com. Get you prepped for all sports. The NBA is in full swing. The NHL, if you dabble there. We still have World Series stuff. So it's a great time to be a sports fan and a sports bettor. So head over to Dimers.com. Go to our podcast show, Dimers.com/tail and print, to sign up for all of their best promos to get matching deposit bonuses, specifically with TwinSpire. That's the book they've partnered with the most for this NFL season. They'll match up to $1,000 on your first bet. I believe they are up and running in Jersey now. Yeah, $1,000. It's no joke. No. You bet it, you win. You obviously got your $1,000 and then some. You lose, they give you the $1,000 back, up to that much. If you want to dabble with 100, 150, $50, whatever you want, go over there, get it done today at Dimers.com. And also make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Tail and Print. We have our one and done contest. We've been talking about it now for over a month. We're going to get started in about 2 months at the Sony Open. So $100 gets you in. One golfer each and every week. As you know or don't know, you add up your season earnings for the full year. We're paying out first, second, and third. Dimers and us are also giving out some merch prizes for first, second, and third. We have 2 free tickets to a tournament of your choice in 2023 for the person who has the most cuts made. And if you are the most futile of the entrants that does make a pick every week and come in last, you'll get a free entry to the next year. So head over to our Twitter. It's the best place to sign up. You hit the link there, payment instructions, all of that. We're hoping to have a nice big pool, so we're paying out some money this year. And with that, I'm going to kick it to you, Finn. Please break down the 2021 Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba from El Camaleon Golf Club in Playa del Carmen. That's it.
That was a good one. Well done. Well done on
Thank
that one.
Thank you. Thank
The
you.
El Calmian. I'm not good as you. Yeah, I butchered that one. It's about 7,000 yards, par 71. I believe last week was a par 71, so we're back to back with that one. Short course. Driver is not very relevant on this one in terms of just distance all out. Neither is accuracy. The rough isn't really too bad. You remember this last year when Victor Hovland won it. It's a really nice course. It kind of plays a lot like the Sony Open in Hawaii. I think even when you just look at the course, there's some similarities to, I guess, just look to last week's course, although it's tough to tell if you watched in the monsoon. But there's a lot of terrain. We're down there in the Mexican terrain. I'm pretty sure you got like a jungle, you get oceanside, and then you basically get like the forest. So a lot of, I remember like ravines, like canyons coming through there, watching it last year. It's gonna be fun. Again, great course. Not a lot. Brian Gay and Fred Funk won on it, I think, like two short hitters. So it doesn't really mean the big guys are gonna win. Again, correlation to the Sony Open, so keep that in mind with JT with that. But really, that's about it with this one. Nothing to it. A nice course. It's really good.
Yes, sir. I like it. I played it in March when I was down in Tulum. It is a beautiful course. Man, was I hungover. I think I told this story. I kept it all inside me. My buddy Johnny, who listens to the pod here and again, 3 times puked, once including the morning in the parking lot before we even made it to the first tee. So we were in rough shape, but damn, was it beautiful. I mean, you go through the cenotes, which are like these Inverness caves that kind of go down.
Mangroves.
Yeah, there's mangroves. I mean, if you take one false step, if you're walking this course, you could just be gone. They'll never see you again. I shit you not. I was worried about him for a little bit. He was drunk enough. I was like, you stay in the car. I'll walk up there and get the pin and grab the ball. But no, it's beautiful. It's Mexican golf right on the water. You're going around oceanfront terrain. It's a beautiful course. These guys tear it apart. It's obviously
20 under. It's like normal score.
Yeah, Hovland got it done last year, 20 under. Brendan Todd did 20 under. Obviously, the site of the infamous Kuchar tip stiff in 2018.
Yeah.
So hopefully, there's still people out there heckling. People don't forget Matt Kuchar.
No. Oh, I totally forgot about that. What was that? He won like 1.2 million, and he gave him like 5K?
An extra 10K. Like, come on, dude. Normally, you're paying out 125. Then he had a chance to correct it and still messed it up again. So he's a scumbag, no doubt. I hope that guy is El Tucan. I hope he's still cashing checks off telling stories about how much of a cheap ass Matt Kuchar is. But no, these guys will go light it up as they do each and every week. And if you take a look at the betting board this week, best field we've had really since the CJ Cup. You got Abraham Answer now at the top of the board. No, it's a home track for him, but for him to be shorter price at 15-1, the JT at 16 and Hovland at 19. A little interesting for me, yeah. And then it gets interesting too. You got Finau at 30, Scheffler 32. You have Aaron Wise at 32, which is ahead of Patrick Reed, Brooks Koepka, Tyrrell Hatton, Billy Horschel, Shane Lowry, like names he should not be ahead of. So I wonder if the bookmakers are dipping into that Christmas eggnog a little early because it is a strange one this week. I feel like you can go anywhere on this board.
I can only think of like just homer picks. I don't even know. Like Answer, that's just like a homer, I guess, because he has the St. Jude under his belt now, so a little less pressure to get the first win in on home soil. But yeah, just a strange seeing Abe Answer at 15-1, and then like to your point, like Brooks at 33, Hatton 35. I get, but Aaron Weiss above those. It's yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're seeing something we're not. I guess I don't know.
I don't know either. For myself, you'll see in a second when we go through these picks, but I feel confident. I have 4 outrights, and the guy who I'm going with for the shortest is probably going to be my first legal bet down here in Florida. I'm going to cash the deposit bonus and try to get a number here. I feel very good about my overall pick this week, but I'm trying to go with guys that can play these tropical courses, that can win in a multitude of ways, and I don't mind you trying to take a stab at a long shot here. I mean, Hovland was pretty short last year. Before that, Todd, Kuchar, Kazire, and Perez, I believe, were all north of 50-1 when they got it done. So I don't hate, regardless of strategy here. JT, even at 16, I believe you may have tipped your cap to me. You might be on him. I think that's a fair price for him in Mexico. He won the other Mexican tournament a few years ago over Phil. Actually, no, he lost in the playoff to Phil. But anyways, he obviously likes it down there. So without further ado, let's get to it, man. Let's get to the betting card.
Show me he's sticking you. Give me the loop. 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 Give me the loop.
Get back to our winning ways. We were damn near close last week.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to go first or me first?
I
got top 20s and outrights.
Yeah, I got 3 top 20s, so I'll start with that. I got Zach Johnson, 7-1. Dimers gives that a 15% chance of happening. It's a strict Dimers tail for me. I'm going to start sprinkling those in each and every week. Dimers, you almost had me last week on it was Mark Hubbard, top 20, finished tied 23. So I'm running it back with them. He's 7-1. Next one up, Charlie Hoffman, plus 360 for half a unit. Chuck's been playing some good golf last 6 months or so. I think this is a little bit of a elevated price for him to finish in the top 20 on a course that he's made the cut at 3 for 3 times. So I'll take him for half a unit. And then a guy that I got to watch some of last week because he was paired with Taylor Pendrith, and he impressed me with his game. Grayson Sigg. He is a Korn Ferry Tour graduate. Short little guy, hell of a name, nice mustache. He's plus 750. Have him for half a unit as well. I like him to keep his momentum going.
I dig those. So I'm going heavy on the top 20s this week and then just outrights at that. I got 6. Yes, 6 top 20s this week. But hey, they can all finish top 20. I could pick 20 of them and still win them all. But the first one I'll be going with was champion of here 2 years ago. Brendan Todd. He's going off at 340, so I think that's good value. Dimers is giving him a 14.5% chance to get in the top 20. Joel Damon, he's another person. 2 years ago, he finished tied 6. I believe he was top 20 last year, tied top 20 around that range. Yeah, tied top 20 last year. He's going off at 390, so plus 390. So that's a 20.5% chance, according to Dimers, to win. Emiliano Grillo, another person, tied 8th here last year. He's going off at plus 350, 15.4% chance, according to Dimers. Adam Long, all right. Do you know what he's done here the last 2 years, what he's finished?
No. Put it on me.
His worst finish was last year. He tied 3rd.
That's
tied
his
2nd
worst?
the year before.
Wow.
Yeah. And
what's he going off at?
Plus 450 for a top 20 bet.
Has he fallen on his head or something since then? That seems crazy.
Yeah, I guess maybe just the name, like it's just not out there. But I got Adam Long at plus 450. Steimers is giving him a 10.5% chance. Clearly, the guy likes the course. So he's definitely somebody that I may actually sprinkle like top 10, top 5. I didn't even think about outright for him. I might have to do that, but I feel like I'll curse him if I do that. So maybe just top 20. I will take a home pick on this one. Carlos Ortiz. He was 2nd here 2 years ago. I believe he was 8th here last year, tied 8th last year. Yep. He's going off at plus 350. Dimers giving him a 17.3% chance. And then last but most certainly not least, he made the cut here, I believe, last year. Scott Stallings. I'm just riding the wave on this one. He's going off at plus 410. He's got to be feeling great. Dimers giving him a 16.3% chance. And when we get to our new little red pill, blue pill after this one, I got a little that's kind of ties into last week in Scott Stallings.
I dig it. I'm excited. I like new segments. I like to be put on the spot. So with no further ado, my top 10s, I have 2 of them this week. Both Europeans, both got their ass kicked at the Ryder Cup. They've had about a month now to lick their wounds. I think they're going to come back strong. Dimers gives both of these guys over a 20% chance of finishing in the top 10, respectively. 21 for Sergio Garcia and 20% for Ian Poulter. Sergio's plus 650, Poulter's plus 700. Those are both half unit plays. I think these guys have had a chance to get their heads in check after what happened at Whistling Straits in September, where we put it on them boys. They're going to come back out here. This course suits both their games, especially if the weather picks up a little bit. I'm going to roll right into my outrights because one of them is Sergio at 50-1 for half a unit. I really think this course fits him well. Has decent course history here. I think he's made the cut 2 out of 3 times. So he can get it going whenever. He won his tournament last year, right about this time during the calendar year. So play Sergio at 50-1. My one long shot, Garrick Higo. I played him 2-3 weeks ago. I played him over at the Zozo, and he played like crap. And then last week, I think he snuck out a top 10. So He's sitting at 170 to 1. A guy who's won on tour before. He's won twice in Europe last year. I'll take those numbers all day for 0.2 units. Another guy who had success overseas, particularly in the Olympics, Rory Sabatini at 80 to 1. I'll play him for a quarter unit. And then my top play up top, full unit on the man himself, Big Tone, Tony Finau, 30 to 1. I think the odds are a little bit too far north of where they should be based on the form he's in, the fact that he's won a tournament. He's had some time off where he hasn't played in quite some time. I think he's going to come out swinging easy. The course sets up really nice for him if he can drive the ball well and get those wedges going. So Big Tone, that's my pick for the week at 30 to 1, full unit on that one.
I like it. I was thinking Tone for a little bit. I like the Sergio pick. Did you see who's paired with?
No.
Abe Answer and Carlos Ortiz.
Wow. He's playing
Yeah,
with the locals.
Yeah,
Get
he's
the
going to
crowd.
be big crowds, and I feel he does well with the crowds, and I feel he soaks it in, and he doesn't let. I don't even know if he does do well, but he just plays. I feel like it's
He
steady just
relishes in
through
it.
it.
Actually, he does it. It's been that way his entire career since that started at was it Riviera? No, where the hell was it when he played the PGA with Tiger? Shit, that's what my memory. It was
Was it
Medina.
Medina?
Medina. Ever since then, he's embraced the villain role, and I agree with you. He thrives off that shit. So that makes me feel even better about the pick.
Yeah, he's going to be coming in. I mean, adrenaline pumping right away, so I do like that a lot. Great pick.
Thank you.
So I'll get into my 4 outrights. I got Neiman. I got the Joker. I'm just going to ride him until he actually finally gets a win. But ball striking, he's got the ball striking. It plays like it's comparable like the Sony, like the Hawaiian courses, which he did very well at the beginning of the year at the Hawaiian stretch. Yeah, so Neiman 41 to 1. Dimers is giving him a 1.7% chance, so not the greatest chances, but still chance. Billy Horschel, he's going off at 35 to 1. It's my cousin. I got cat. He picked Rory the other week. He does pretty well with it, and he was texting me yesterday. He's like, "Get Horschel while you can. Get Horschel while you can." Got him a little bit later,
He
but
likes it,
35
huh?
to 1. I'll still take it. But
He has been pretty hot across the board in different things. So that's I
yeah,
didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that's a good pick.
that's exact. Like I was looking into it, and like you said, he won the BMW over in the European, that's a very big event over there. It was the BMW Championship he won, I believe. That's a loaded
Yes.
field over there. But then the last 2 picks, I'm going with the Dimers. Taylor Gooch, he's one of the value picks of the week, 45 to 1. Dimers is giving him a 3.8% chance to win. Anytime I get a chance to bet on the Gooch, I'll bet on the Gooch. All these are for half a unit. That's usually all my bets are half unit bets. So all these are half unit, even the top 20s. And then finally, Justin Thomas. I just want JT and Bones to start working, and I want them to dominate. I think it'd just be fun for golf. Yeah, I really just want it to happen. Again, I've said it a few times now. This course is comparable to the Sony. Justin's won at the Sony. He doesn't have to worry about if his drive goes a little errant or whatnot. His short game, that's really what's going to be big. And he's got a great short game, right up there with the best around the greens. If the putter can show up at all, hopefully Bones can help out with some reading them or just fixing whatever it is. But we've said it before. If JT's putter is even mediocre or like okay at a tournament, he can
Watch
win
out.
by like
Yeah,
2 or 3 strokes.
I mean, shit, he can win with a cool putter, which is crazy. Not many people
Mhm.
can do that. So I like that. I hope I get to text you at least once on Thursday or Friday that the Gooch is loose. I love doing that.
Love
You see
those.
him 500 through 9 on Thursday, an impending jinx coming forward after that. But
Mhm.
those are our betting cards. It's my largest one of the year as far as units go. I'm willing to fire here. We only have 2 tournaments left in 21 before a little bit of break over the holidays. We'll be giving you some different podcasts, different guests and takes like that. But we have the Houston Open next week, then the RSM Classic after that, and then we're off till the Tournament of Champions. So get the betting in while you can. I feel very good about this week. I know Finn does as well. So we're gonna tear it up. Before we go though, and before we do the random question, I gotta say I read an article this week about Hartford Golf Club. I don't know if you saw this or not. It actually popped up on Apple News, which I never look at, and this just caught my attention. They're doing things differently. This is a nice private golf course, and they're really leaning into kind of, the entire stuff. I totally am not for all the way, but what I really like here is they're beginner friendly. They do skill adjusted tee boxes where they don't tell you based on your gender to play. It's based on your handicap. They really push that. Better yet, the club encourages novices to play truncated rounds of 3, 6, or 9 holes as you hone your game. I remember when my wife started playing, 9 holes was too much. She only wanted to play 3 or 6. Then 12 was the right amount. But what they do is we're not about people to play 9 holes or having to play 18 holes. We do something with our juniors where they play 3 holes first. And when they can hit the target score, then they move up to 6, then they move up to 9, which I think is awesome. A lot of kids probably just start playing. They're like, shit, I'm out here for 6 hours. I can't hit the ball. This is miserable. No, have them play 3 holes. Once they can, maybe shoot under 20 for 3 holes, they move up to 6 and so on and so forth. I think it's just a unique, different way to try to grow the game. And I think a lot more kids and adults that are new to it will take to patience with that. So big fan of that when I saw it. First time I had seen it.
I saw that sign and I love it. Love it. Love it. I hate the fact that it's all like the yellows of the old person, except for when the bro tourney comes around in a couple years, because I will be hitting from there sooner than most of you. The reds are like the ladies, because honestly, like we've all seen, I'm not a great stick. I'm not bad. Like legit, I'm like a 9.8 handicap is what I'm at. When I see some guys, I'm like, you should be hitting from the same tee box as I am. And I'm not trying to sound like cocky, but it's just like I shouldn't have been hitting from there for a while either. I should have been playing a lot closer, especially when I'm playing with guys like Drew and Jimmy Minot, like guys who are unreal. Like I shouldn't have been playing the same spots they were because they were way better than I was. But I think that's great. And I think that should be more like that. Maybe just if you need to change the color of the tee boxes, if you got to change them, just so people aren't like, I'm not hitting from the reds. Just there's a lot of Roy G. Biv. Come on, we got a bunch of other ones. All right. So let's get whatever is like the green. Maybe you can make some of those, I don't know, whatever, indigo, violet. Just change it up a little bit. Maybe that will help it out. But I think that was a great call. I saw that. That was unbelievable.
I agree. I like that a lot. I hope that catches on. And sure, make it whatever color you want to. There's no pride in golf. I mean, get out there and get it done. You're only going to get better by not forcing yourself to do too much. It's just going to be frustrating and you're going to struggle. That's the biggest advice I can give anyone that starts. Like, just be humble.
And it can help, like when you're going out there and you're getting better, it can help with your buddies. And another thing with other people is just don't be a dick about it. Like obviously you can bust balls here or there, but let people, to your point, it's not fun to go out, get your butt kicked, and you're playing against somebody who's twice as good as you. You're playing from the same spots. It shouldn't be like that. It's like you should be able to hit it closer. That way it's like, oh, look where I am. Like, because you don't do it all that often. Like you should be able to have a chance. So yeah, I totally agree. Like it'll help out with like handicap scoring with a lot of people, like some of the par 3s or even the par 5s would be like long par 4s. But yeah, I agree. Great thing. And happy you brought that up.
Shout out to Hartford Golf Club. If you're near there, I don't even know where it is, but you should join or at least go check it out. So with that, let's move on to our random question from me to you, and then you can start with the new red pill, blue pill segment. My random question for you, and it's a bit of a somber one. I'm sure people saw with the news today, Henry Ruggs on the Raiders, drinking and driving, crashed into somebody, killed them. It's terrible. That something in Vegas was bound to happen with an NFL team there. Never would have thought that. So just a terrible situation for everybody involved. He's obviously, his NFL career's over. He's going to spend time in prison. The other person's obviously dead. It's terrible. But the question that I took from this, and I'm assuming the answer is probably not Vegas for you. It probably definitely is for me. But what city would be the worst for Finn to live in? Health-wise, monetary-wise, just I'm talking single Finn, not Finn with a family, just you out there at 30 years old, let's call it. What's the worst city that you could possibly live in? It'd be fun, but that would be very bad for you.
I would. This is probably with a lot of people, Miami.
Okay, that was my number 2 for sure. Which
yeah,
probably
Vegas is right there too. I feel like Vegas, though, I think eventually once you're like really broke, the allure will kind of like a lot of people I know like who've lived in Vegas, or I know a couple people like Atlantic City. It's like once you've been around it so much, it does lose the allure a little bit. It could be like us with the racetrack. People are like, do you go there every day when it's open? It's like, nah, I might go like once or twice a year. They're like, what the hell? Like if I was here, I'd be there every day. It's kind of like, yeah, well, we have it like all the time. But so I think Miami, though. I meant the bar. You could go out every night. Like you're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to go out tonight. And then it's just like, well, maybe I'll go back in. I don't know, but it's definitely Miami's definitely one of the cities that I think I just would not survive in very well, because again, you're just walking home like, I don't want to go out tonight, and then you just see a girl in a bikini and you're like, maybe, or something like that.
No,
They have a lot of things to keep you out there late at night too.
I don't think I've ever not been hungover after a night in Miami. It's just so much fun. So bad for the credit card. Probably even worse in Vegas because there's no chance you're winning any money back when you're out in the streets in South Beach. So that's probably actually the right answer, more so than Vegas. Those two, New York City could be bad. Drop a line in the comments if you guys have a different city.
I was thinking Colorado, Denver, just because like everything's legal. Like I could just get too fat out there.
Easily. There's a lot of bad things. It's good you live in Saratoga Springs. Good I'm down here in the Clearwater area in Florida. So put it on me. Put it on me with this new segment, Red Pill, Blue Pill. What do we got?
All right. So the first one I got, all right, red pill, blue pill. So it's like the Matrix. You get two choices. You got to pick one. All right. So this is kind of having to do with last week a little bit. Both of them actually kind of got the idea. So this first question is, would you rather, we'll say it's like the Masters, could be like the Players, whichever tournament you want. Would you rather finish second, but you choke? All right. So the second place prize, still $1 million, like
$1 million.
life-changing money, but you choked. Still finished second, though.
Are we talking like a Chesson Hadley when he did that last year, 3 strokes with 2 holes to go, or Russell Henley? Don't even actually ever say that name on this podcast.
Yeah,
well, like that level of choke.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you still get second and you get the money. Or would you rather have like a Scott Stallings where you finish 10th? So the money difference is big time, but on Sunday you fire like an all-time round.
Well, I'm going to take this in the context that I'm already a tour player, so it's not like it's life-changing money. I'll have a chance to play in a bunch of events the rest of the season. If it was just one time, it was like, Granj, you get to go out there once.
Let's say you're at Corn Ferry, you got a sponsor's exemption.
Okay. That's tough. That's really tough in that case because it's so many more FedEx Cup points. You might make the playoffs off of it. It's $1 million versus probably 100,000. Those guys grind so much. So you have to take the smart decision there is to be the joker and to come in second place. But if you're Scott Stallings, you'd much rather have, I think, maybe not. Maybe he'd rather have the million still.
Yeah, I guess even for like the club championship, would you rather finish in second, but you choked it? Or would you rather have like the low score of the round on the next, like
and finish like 5th? I'd rather not choke away a club championship in that case. No money on the line. That's an easy one for me.
All right. So then the next one's red pill. I kind of like messed this one up. So I got another one with it. So you get to play the 4 best courses you can think of. I was thinking you get Augusta, St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, and just whichever your 4th one, like you get to play that one. But the weather is horrendous. Absolutely. Like we're talking like the Mayakoba, like as bad as it can get while still playable. All right, I'll put it like that. Or you get like your home course, 10 days, perfect weather, like fast, perfect pace, everything like that. For like this, for 10 times. You get your home course.
Work. I just get to play 10 days in a row at my home course. Say nobody's out there. It's just me.
Nobody's out there. Yeah, it's your home course. We'll say your home course, you get it for a week straight. Nobody out there.
Just you and the group of people you want to play with for 10 days straight, perfect conditions. Or I go play Augusta, Kiowa, Riviera, and Whistling Straits in shit like weather and like rain and wind.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's really tough. I hate playing in shitty conditions. I hate it. Every time I'm just like, I'd rather, especially you grew up in California. I lived there for 3 years. I am so turned off to ever playing when it rains or it's windy. It's just like, I'll just go play tomorrow. Like, it's fine.
Yes.
That's tough. Call me crazy, man, but my head is telling me the latter. Give me 10 days of golf in a row with no work, no responsibilities, just me and people I want to hang out with in perfect conditions. I played a nice course. I'm sorry. I'm taking that over the nice courses in shitty weather. How about you?
We'll say like the nice courses and shitty weather. It's all free though. Everything includes, like, you don't have to worry about that. It's just you get to play it. Like all that's taken care of.
I mean, it depends. If it's literally like downpouring and windy and cold, like, no, thank you. I'm sorry. I've actually been to most of those courses to see them. I don't want to play them when it's not fun and I'm shooting 130 and just like freezing cold the whole time. I think I'm just being real with that. And if you disagree with me, people out there, then God bless you. Maybe I'm just a complainer.
I think that is a tough. I didn't actually think about answering that one. I was just having you answer that one, but I think I'd have to just go with the nice courses just because, I mean, at least even if it's crappy out, like you can talk about, oh, dude, like people like, oh, imagine playing like Augusta. Was like, dude, I did. Like, what was it like? I was like, dude, I got the worst day of the year. Like, at least it's kind of like you have some, even though it's Augusta, like or St. Andrews, like listening to anything like that. Like, at least you can be like, oh, dude, it's like worst weather. We got drunk as all hell. Like, that's the thing is at that point, at least you're getting drunk.
For real. That's see, that's I need to think more about that. Ask me again when we get on the pod a week from today to break down the Houston Open. But that's a tough one. That's good. I like this new segment, the Would You Rather segment. That's legit. But I'll chew that one over as I try to finish up what is going on this evening. We appreciate everybody for tuning in again, rocking with us as we turn the calendar from 21 to 22. This is episode 148. We are making progress. We love it. We appreciate the support. Maybe throw it to a friend at work, a golf buddy to help us out here. Follow us, Tail and Print, on Twitter and Instagram. And sign up for legalized sportsbooks at dimers.com/tail-and-print. Throw us a follow, throw us a like, subscribe to the pod, download, rate, and review, and print some money. Tail the picks. We're going to get hot again, as we always do. And for Finn, I am Granj, and I'm out.
Wait up.